Hi there, Helen here, and I'm sat here in my garden on an absolutely beautiful spring day. The garden's starting to bloom, more with weeds and dandelions and that kind of thing, but the sun's out and it just feels really different in the air because you've got a lightness, a brightness around, the days are getting lighter, the days are getting longer, and it just makes me feel more alive and a lot more vibrant than in the winter months when I tend to go into more hibernation. I don't want to do things, I'm feeling like blah, and it just really lifts my spirits. And we're here on the new moon, and it's a Taurian new moon, and it's now we're in a time about what is it you really want, and I'm really noticing it more and more with the clients and the women that I'm working with about, and a lot of the guidance that I seem to be giving is really about getting back to yourself and to start really feeling what you're feeling and honouring those feelings and seeing what they're saying to you. So I sometimes call them the little niggles that we often ignore. So it can be the things in relationships which they just don't seem to go away. And the niggle is within you, and it's for you as an individual to sit with yourself and see what those messages are actually trying to tell you. So be it in a job, in a relationship, even with your children, in all kinds of situations, is what is it yourself is trying to tell you, and what is it that knowing within you wants to then do in terms of taking action. And it doesn't necessarily mean I've got to end this relationship. It doesn't mean I've got to throw my kids out on the street. It doesn't mean I've got to go and run away and kind of start working with children in Africa because I've got to save the world and things. But it's just to kind of start really honouring that spirit and those feelings within you. So it can be simple things like, I just feel that I need to speak up about this and say something, and say it in a way that feels authentic and appropriate. It could mean that you really are getting those niggles and you want to change the job because basically where you are just no longer serves your needs, but you're just ignoring those needs because of the fear of changing a job. Will you get a new one? Will it be as good? Will you be successful? Will people like you? The marketplace isn't great, the recession's still out there, all of those fears that come up. And then in relationships it can be scary because maybe you might have to face the prospect that in acknowledging what your needs are, maybe this relationship does not serve you any longer. And actually thinking about that and taking action on it it's really, really scary because it's talking about change. But these times are really about honouring what's truly in ourselves and what's in our hearts and what we want to take out into the world. And what we're taking out into the world is us, and us honouring ourselves. And the more we do that, and the more we set those clearer boundaries, and the more we honour and nurture what we truly want and need in ourselves, and we express that in a way that is authentic and that feels good and it's respectful to other people, the more it's empowering, not just to us but also to others as well. And it's to know what we want for ourselves and to not be making the excuses for, well, this is all fine but all of this isn't, so I'll just ignore all of that and then I'll just have all the good bits. It's to kind of say there's good, there's bad, there's things that are great, but all together is this serving my needs and nurturing my soul, and is this something that's helping me grow and expand and take me further in the world? So what is it that you're ignoring at the moment? What are those niggles that are going on for you? What are those feelings that are surfacing that are really trying to tell you something? And I just invite you with this new moon to really sit with what it is, and then to be really setting those intentions for what you want to take forwards, to take out to the world, to nurture, to grow, and to really start to honour yourself and what it is that you bring to the world that's so special. So that's my little message for this new moon. Would love to know what happens for you, what intentions that you set. Please share them, make them more grounded, more concrete, and let's together co-create a world that's a much better place to live in. So good luck, and love to hear from you. So take care.